The extreme left is exactly like the extreme right. It's like extremes in any human being. Like when you're really, really angry, that's an extreme. And if you're just in a fit of, anger, you can't be talked to. No one can, you're mad, your feelings are hurt, and you're just screaming and you want everything to stop until you feel better because it's not even, you might be using intellectual arguments to protect your feelings, but really it's about being hurt. And that's what's happened on both sides of the political aisle. Both sides feel terribly hurt, and the hurt aspects of both sides are the only ones that are talking. And so we have this horrible split and fight. But in the middle, there is still the majority of people who aren't as hurt and can talk to each other across the divide. But these hurt people keep them afraid of trying to come together. And so they're keeping us fragmented, keeping us apart, keeping us weak, and they're going to deconstruct the whole thing if the middle doesn't calm them down and put them back in their place as, reserves for emergencies. Certainly, anger and all of that is necessary at times to protect ourselves, and we need it, but we can't keep it going constantly because it tears everything down. And sometimes you need to tear down and rebuild, and we needed to do that. And we have torn every institution just about apart, and we realize that things need to be re-examined, but they need to be re-examined, which means we're going to have the people in the middle look at all of these issues that have been brought up, and they can calmly decide which ones will really help humanity the most, because they are the ones with the responsibility, the ability to respond calmly, because they're not so hurt that their emotions keep them from being objective and analyzing whatever situation seems to be at hand. We need to start calming these extremes down on both sides and start moving back towards the middle. There's a large part of the homosexual community that realizes that homosexuality is something we don't completely understand, that it's something they have to deal with. There are plenty of the transsexuals. The vast majority of the transsexuals don't think you have to accept that they are actually a woman. There's a small part that have decided they can get that over, and the others are afraid to stand up against them because they're so angry and vocal that then that's what's happening all over. In the Trump camp, there's this angry, afraid, Marjorie Greene, and those are the ones that are running the show. But there are plenty of people who voted for Trump who just don't like the other side, who just don't, they see the transsexuality and the homosexuality and all the kids getting tattoos all over them and ruining themselves. And they're just like, that has to stop. And Trump is my only choice. And that is the largest part of his base. It's not the people that like Marjorie Greene that are kind of funny to watch, but really off intellectually. Until we bring these extremes down on both sides, because it's going to require that, it's like a war, both sides have to calm down so the other will lose enough fear to reach out a hand. Then we can come back to the middle and get America moving forward again for all of us.